Welcome to Science, Health and Healing Library of Children's Health Core. I'm Dr. Majid Ali. The subject of this program is your pediatrician thinking? Part 3. Is your pediatrician thinking? If your child is 10 pounds in excess of his or her optimal weight, and your pediatrician does not discuss the issue of excess insulin, hyperinsulinemia, insulin resistance, insulin toxicity, then I'm afraid that your pediatrician is not thinking for himself or herself. Your pediatrician is blindly following the dictates of the American Pediatric Association. In this series, this channel, Is Your Doctor Thinking? I'm raising some very uncomfortable questions. I myself am very uncomfortable with these questions, but they must be raised. As long as I continue to see injustice to overweight children and obese children, who nearly always are insulin toxic, and when I see them, their insulin tests have not been done. Their parents have never been told that your child is gaining weight or is obese, is because the child is insulin toxic. The child has skin pigmentation. They will never tell you the child is insulin toxic. This article, focusing on insulin, is part of almost 70 articles on this encyclopedia devoted to the issues of insulin toxicity, hyperinsulinemia, insulin resistance, prediabetes, pediatric prediabetes, and diabetes type 2 in children. I am taking a risk of offending people. As I said, I'm also uncomfortable because saying is your pediatrician thinking it's an ugly question. But I would not want any mother or father or grandparent who comes to visit this encyclopedia ever to see the diagnosis of diabetes made on his or her child 10 years later, 5 years later, 4 years later, and not have the insulin test done. See, the first thing is that you need to know that your child is insulin toxic. That's why the child is gaining weight or is obese or there are behavior problems. Please watch other segments. But on a philosophic point, please look at other segments in this channel. Is your doctor thinking? I would love to get an email from you after you've watched 4 of them. Tell me if I'm going overboard. Tell me if it is irresponsible on my part. Tell me if I'm seeking cheap thrills. Tell me if this is some pathologic effort on my part to self-exalt myself. Or write me an email and say, this actually happened to my own child. This actually happened to my wife when her creatinine level was rising. The doctor didn't think for himself or herself, never told us that my wife was on a path of dialysis. These issues are very serious. When I taped the first program, which was about if your doctor believes the laboratory fasting blood sugar of normal range, the doctor is not thinking. I didn't recognize at that moment that while I was taking this program, this project will grow and grow in my mind, and I would realize that I have to do this channel, at least 10 or 15 or possibly more articles, because the standards of medical care in the United States are not being set by doctors, they are being set by drug companies. And regrettably, all over the world, doctors look at United States for their standards. As goes America, so goes medicine in India or Pakistan, even regrettably China. Children's Health Core was funded and founded by my wife Talat and I some years ago for the purpose and mission of spreading authentic information free of cost and free of corporate collusions. Please forward this YouTube segment to your email, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn contacts. Help us You can also visit our website www.kids123.org, and on the homepage there is a link, how can you help us, and I hope that you will help us. Thank you for joining us, and be gracious, graceful, and gentle. I suppose I'm not being gracious in this program, am I? Thank you so much.